Well, it's similar. Because I know that second shot was not a good one.
Which one?
The one I sent to you. But is it okay if I show you like? Yeah, it's kind of like this.
Okay.
Or this range that I want to get
Let
light.
me just show the camera really quick.
Okay.
Like within these pictures.
Yeah. Oh, I might have my personal picture in it.
Okay.
So yeah, just like this is the ideal, like
The most ideal?
yeah, because it's so dark right now.
So, those colors, they fade pretty blonde.
Okay.
Yeah, because like when we lighten you, we put a toner on, and the toner, once we do like a light brown, like the picture, it'll fade lighter and more yellow. And then as far as like the roots, do you want me to like when I highlight you, do you want to see the gray in between, or you want me to cover it a little bit?
Just cover a little bit. I think I'm still quite not ready to embrace the gray. You know, like this.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a demi for the in-between. So you'll still see your gray placement, like your pattern, but it won't be white. It'll look more like a brown.
Sure. I saw your video, this one.
Yeah.
This person kind of has a similar, darker with a permanent hair color for yours. So is this more like the pictures I showed you, or
this one's more silver?
Kind of silver. Okay.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more ashier.
Ashy.
Yeah, it's a little bit ashier. Okay. It fades out a little bit more blonde.
Okay.
But
okay, I'll go with the picture.
The original?
If I could.
Yeah.
Because it's so
let's
dark.
try. If it can't get that light, then we could do maybe a slightly darker version.
Yeah, because I'm totally
picture.
okay with something like that.
So
oh, thank you. I know, it's a pug.
Okay. Are we doing a haircut too?
Yes, please. It's so the last time I did attempt this gray, this white, they did a little bit of highlight and things.
Yeah.
So, and then I haven't had a haircut since then.
Okay.
January.
How much do you want to cut off? There.
Then.
Okay. And then was all past color done in the salon?
No. In January, that was the first time where I said I don't want any more. I don't want to do any more of those permanent hair color. And so I went to a salon in Japan, and they did the blending. So they did some highlights. I think
Yeah.
And then they
Is there like at home color in your hair?
Yeah. I think
somewhere
the back side I gave up over a year and a half ago. So whatever the color there is from January that this person did. And then the front was since October of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was home
Yeah, so
color?
I think it's probably like home,
right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've never done like any like perms or anything?
No.
Right? Okay.
No.
Just making sure. Okay. All good.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a new client in my chair, and we are wanting to do more of a natural toned gray blending look. So this client is not ready to fully embrace her silver hair just yet, which is totally fine. I get a lot of clients that actually aren't fully ready to go gray, but they just want something that is essentially going to grow out a lot softer than what they are currently used to. So our goal is to break up her old color on those mids and ends and just have something that as it grows out just looks better than what she came in with. And so for her color history too, she does have a history of box dye, and she did mention that she got her hair done out of the States. And typically if I have a client that has a history of that, I like to specifically ask them if they've ever done any type of straightening treatment or extra chemical treatment, because I've had some experiences that some of my clients might have gotten something where they think it's a keratin or something like that, and I feel like depending on the client, I've seen it react differently with the lighteners. So just beware if you are a hairdresser and a client mentions that they've gotten their hair done out of the country. I'm not super familiar with what products they use or how they react with bleach. So I'm sure, and like sometimes things can get lost in translation, especially when clients are traveling too sometimes. So just to double check, I always now ask my clients if they've gotten just any color / chemical history just in general to kind of get a good idea so that I could take extra precaution when lightening their hair in those kind of situations. So if you're new, I'm doing my signature gray blending placement, and this pretty much is going to, you saw I started in the back, took a mohawk section, and I love a good mohawk section. I feel like it gives great coverage and helps me get through the head a lot quicker than other placements that I've tried. And it's so versatile because you can just switch up the blend once you get them to their goal, based off of their gray pattern and their essential, like what color they ultimately want to be and all of that. Whenever I'm taking a client like this as a corrective client from a solid darker tone, I do like utilizing slices because this is going to give the most amount of impact throughout your entire placement. And then as they come in for their touch-ups, you can customize it, meaning you can alternate doing weaves or teasy lights or spacing out your foils and slices further apart. And those will ultimately give you a totally different blend and look. So at that point, I kind of just assess by looking at their gray pattern, how it faded out, and then asking them a few questions too. I usually will ask them how the grow out felt, how the fade felt, and whether they liked it or not, and were there any parts of the hair that were bugging them in their follow-up visits. And it gives me a good idea, depending on what they say, what kind of blend or spacing in my placement that I would do essentially moving forward. So now I am connecting that front to the original mohawk section that is in the back with this side section. So I don't know if you guys can tell, after I've done that mohawk, I started doing the side money piece, which is pretty much the rest of the hairline around the face frame. And I kept doing diagonal backs until this side section that I'm currently doing fits comfortably into my foil to the point where it's not going to let any product bleed through and everything gives full coverage. And so that's kind of my hack to connect these three major sections to get the most coverage throughout the entire head. And I'm just doing slices all the way up. For her, we are trying to have something that is going to match her gray pattern. She's got pretty good salt and pepper, I would say, and so I am packing in these foils pretty close together just to kind of get rid of that permanent color first. And I don't know if you could tell from the last clip that my assistant was putting in her demi in between the foils. I do this for that soft coverage so that her roots aren't completely white in between the highlights. I use the Danger Jones Gloss Toners, which is their acidic demi permanent, and I use their 6-0 for her demi. And then after that, I'm going in and pretty much doing a teasy tip out on all of her ends of her hair that I have left out. And this is essentially going to give her that beautiful blend and have this grow out really soft and natural so that everything looks super intentional and just really pretty. So when her foils were ready to be rinsed out, I pretty much assessed the hair and just kind of take a look to where the lightest piece is. And that for her was pretty much her root. The mids and ends, because she does have that box dye on those mids and ends, they are lifted a lot warmer than her natural root. but not by too much. And thankfully she wanted something that was more natural, neutral, I would say. So I went ahead and I am using the Danger Jones Demi-Permanent Acidic Gloss Toners again. And for her root formula, I did a combo of their 5-8 and their 5-0 for the root, and then on the ends we did 7-8, and that's just gonna give a nice neutral warm brown.
Good?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh boy. I'm feeling later.
How's it feel, Mika?
Summary.
Summary? Yeah, that's a good word.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so here is the finished look. So as this fades out, it will fade out a little bit blonder and warmer and lighter as she starts to wash her hair. Now her roots growing in are still gonna grow in gray compared to the more of the blondish tone, but at least the contrast is a lot softer from what she had previously, and that demi that we did actually gives very sheer coverage to her white hair. So at least when her white hairs grow in, it will have that connection to those pieces. You can see the lighter pieces in between the highlights. I love using the Danger Jones gloss toners for this because it gives it a very sheer, translucent, sparkly brown type of color to it, and it doesn't give that harshness as that kind of grows out. Alrighty, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you next week.